Imagine a fighter who's just dominating one of the biggest names in his division, only to be handed a matchup that feels more like a detour than a direct path to glory. That's the raw reality SeanBrady is facing, and it's got the MMA world buzzing. But here's where it gets controversial. By accepting this unexpected challenge, is Brady proving his unbreakable will? Or is he risking everything for a shot that might not even come? Dive in with me as we unpack why Brady's decision to face Michael Morales at UFC 322 could change everything for the welterweight scene. SeanBrady has never shied away from grinding for his big breaks in the UFC. Back in March, he utterly overpowered ex-champion Leon Edwards at UFC London, thrusting himself squarely into the elite welterweight title race. With so many top contenders clogging the division, you'd think his stellar victory would earn him a prime spot against a title challenger or even the belt itself next. Yet, that's not the script unfolding. Earlier this week, it was revealed that Brady would square off against flawless newcomer Michael Morales at UFC 322 in November. For a rising star like Brady, this seems like an uphill battle. A gritty test against an opponent lower in the standings, without the same star power as household names in the mix. Still, Brady jumped at it, and in a fresh chat on his Brady Bags podcast via SteadyPicks YouTube, check it out here, https://www.youtube/watch/ via HYMADKMZ. He laid out his reasoning with passion. That's what warriors do. They step into the ring when options are slim, Brady shared. From the UFC side, this was the only offer on the table. No fight now meant waiting till next year, and I've been itching to get back in there. No matter what, we're all destined to clash with these tough guys eventually. Michael Morales is an exceptional talent. His record stands at a perfect 18-0, and he's got youth on his side, ensuring he'll be a force for years. So whether I take him on today or down the line, he's in my path regardless. Why not clear him early? Right after my triumph over Leon. Diving into a risky scrap with this emerging star means that when I emerge victorious, my claim to a championship opportunity becomes rock solid. That's my mission, to make myself so unstoppable that they can't ignore me. I'm not twiddling my thumbs. There's no ideal opponent in the UFC. Every single one is formidable, packing serious power. We're among the planet's finest fighters, so adaptability is key. They threw this at me, and I embraced it. At just 26, Morales sits at number 6 in the UFC welterweight ladder, boasting a 6-0 record in the octagon, and fresh off his career-defining victory, a swift first-round KO of past title hopeful Gilbert Burns back in May. Many pundits see him as the future of welterweight, hailing from Ecuador with immense potential. However, even with a win here, a direct title crack isn't guaranteed, given his position behind Brady. But Brady brushes off the rankings drama. In the grand scheme, the UFC pays little mind to those rankings, he explained. They're the ones calling the shots. If I crush Michael Morales hot on the heels of Leon, they'll struggle to sideline me from a title bout. Rankings don't dictate matchups. Fans don't. The UFC does. I just keep dominating, keep proving my point, and sooner or later, they'll deliver what I deserve. And if not, well, I'm a fighter through and through. I get compensated to compete, and I thrive on it. I'll just keep battling my way to the summit. For Brady, the foe matters little, because his game plan remains consistent, no matter who's across the cage. I'm going to dismantle him just like I've done to everyone else. Drag him to the mat, secure a submission, or rain down ground and pound until the official intervenes. And this is the part most people miss. In a sport where every fighter is a potential knockout artist, Brady's confidence isn't just bold, it's a masterclass in mental toughness. For beginners wondering about UFC rankings, think of them as a rough guide to who's hot. They're not set in stone. The promotion's bosses often shake things up for drama and money. Now shifting gears to the day's top headlines, because the MMA universe never slows down. Legal victory. Jorge Masvidal clinches a ruling exceeding $5 million after taking Fan Mio to court for unpaid earnings from his clash with Nate Diaz. Dive deeper. https www.mmafighting.com/boxing.45 million after suing Fanmio for non-payment from Nate Diaz fight. Belt ambitions. Khamzat Chimaev expresses eagerness to chase a second title, calling Alex Pereira a fantastic pairing for me. Read more https://www.mmafighting.com/UFC. I would love to fight for the second belt, but Khamzat Chimaev says Alex Pereira, very good matchup for me. Growing admiration. UFC boss Dana White confesses he's warmed up to champion Merab Dvalishvili, praising that kind of mindset. Check it out. https://www.mmafighting.com/latest news 450072. Dana White admits UFC champion Merab Dvalishvili has grown on him. I'm very warm now. Presidential dreams. Gable Steveson fantasizes about debuting in the UFC at the White House, potentially sharing the bill with John Jones versus Alex Pereira. Full story. https://www.mmafighting.com/UFC 45007. Gable Steveson would love to make UFC debut at White House, share card with John Jones versus Alex Pereira. Career blueprint. Kamaru Usman outlines his ultimate vision for wrapping up his fighting journey. Explore https://www.mmafighting.com/44996. Kamaru Usman lays out dream scenario for final phase of career. Broadcast shakeup. Laura Sanko steps in for Joe Rogan on the UFC 321 commentary crew. Details. https://www.mmafighting.com/UFC 450159. Laura Sanko replaces Joe Rogan on UFC 321 broadcast team. Video stew. Catch Gable Steveson's chat. Relive UFC Vancouver Media Day, a seasonal gross-out moment. Stipe Miocic experiments with culinary skills. Daniel Cormier sits down with Aljamain Sterling. Flavor in your ear. No bets barred. Social media bouillabaisse. Alright, this one had me hooked too. Nice work, Merab. Dustin Poirier upgraded his smile with diamond-encrusted veneers. Sean O'Malley jets off to Tokyo. Justin Gaethje in action. That's a thoughtful shout-out. Fight announcements. Valter Walker, 14-1, takes on Louis Sutherland, 10-3. UFC 321, October 25th. Sean Brady, 18-1, versus Michael Morales, 18-0. UFC 322, November 15th. Final thoughts. This matchup epitomizes the grind. Loads of peril with scant payoff. I'm rooting for Brady's optimism on that elusive title shot, but frankly, I'm skeptical. The welterweight ranks are overflowing with heavy hitters, and plenty loom larger than Brady in stature and skill. For instance, imagine facing someone with a size advantage. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight in terms of reach and power. What do you reckon? Is Brady's strategy a stroke of genius, or a gamble that could stall his ascent? Do you agree that rankings are irrelevant, or should the UFC prioritize them more? And here's a spicy twist. Some argue fighters like Brady should demand better matchups to avoid burnout, but others say embracing the grind builds true champions. Share your takes in the comments. I'm dying to hear. If there's a topic you'd love spotlighted in the morning report, reach out to @AlexanderKlee, https://AlexanderKlee, or Jed K. Meshew, https://Jed K. Meshew on Twitter. Plus, keep up with MMA fighting across platforms. Twitter, https://MMA fighting. Instagram, https://MMAfighting.com. Exactly, HLEN. YouTube, https://MMA fighting on SBN. TikTok, https. TikTok/pxf.io/48294/216485-27618. https://3a2swww.tiktok.com.tf4 MMA fighting. And Facebook, https://www.facebook.com. Exactly.